Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to have you here today as we explore a topic that's deeply important to all of us, the power of faith in times of adversity. Have you ever felt that life's challenges made you lose faith in yourself or in life itself? Maybe you faced a setback at work, a tough moment in your personal life, or even felt overwhelmed by the world around you. When those moments come, it's easy to lose hope, question your strength, or wonder if things will ever get better. But here's the truth. Adversity is an inevitable part of life. Every single one of us will face challenges at some point, whether it's in our relationships, careers, or personal growth. It's how we respond to these challenges that shapes our future. And that's exactly why today's video is so important. We're going to dive deep into how to maintain faith even in the toughest of times. I know life can be incredibly tough. It often feels like we're at the mercy of the circumstances, struggling to keep our heads above water. But here's what I've learned maintaining faith, no matter how difficult the situation is, the key to finding strength when everything else seems to be crumbling. Without that foundation of faith, it's hard to find the resilience to keep moving forward. So why is it so important to maintain faith when facing adversity? Maintaining faith during challenging times isn't just about being positive or trying to think happy thoughts. Faith at its core is about trust in something greater than ourselves. It's the belief that no matter what happens, there's a purpose behind the struggle. That even when things look bleak, we are not alone and we're not forgotten. Faith gives us the ability to hold on to hope and keep moving forward even when we can't see the way ahead. When you're facing adversity, faith becomes your anchor. It's the inner strength that tells you to keep going even when every part of you feels like giving up. It's the deep down conviction that there is a light at the end of the tunnel even when the darkness seems endless. And that's what helps you push through your belief in something bigger than the problem in front of you. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to nurture and strengthen this faith so you can find the courage to face life's toughest challenges with hope and confidence. We'll discuss practical ways to tap into your inner strength, hold on to your belief, and stay grounded when it feels like the world is trying to pull you down. Whether you're dealing with personal hardship, difficult relationships, or anything else that seems overwhelming, this video is for you. But this video isn't just about listening, it's about taking action. As we explore these concepts, I encourage you to reflect on your own life and how you can apply these principles to your daily routine. Start small, perhaps with a simple daily practice to nurture your faith. Or if you're already doing some of these things, share your journey and experiences with others. We can all learn from each other and grow stronger together. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and feel free to leave a comment below sharing your own experiences or tips for maintaining faith during tough times. Your story might inspire someone else who's facing their own challenges right now. We're all in this together, so let's support each other, reflect on what we've learned and use our faith as a tool to face whatever comes our way. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's begin this journey together, and may it bring you strength, peace, and renewed hope. Life is full of ups and downs, and when adversity strikes, it can feel as though the very foundation of our existence is being shaken. Whether it's personal loss, financial strain, relationship difficulties, or any number of other challenges, these moments often push us to our limits. One of the most painful aspects of these trials is the tendency to lose faith. We may lose faith in ourselves, in others, or even in God. So why does this happen? Why is it so easy to lose faith when things seem to be falling apart? In this section, we will explore some of the most common reasons people lose faith in the face of adversity. By understanding these causes, we can better equip ourselves to recognize them in our own lives and take steps to regain our faith when it feels like everything is slipping away. One of the most common reasons people lose faith in tough times is fear. Fear is a powerful force that can cloud our judgment, distort our perceptions, and undermine our confidence. When we face adversity, fear often makes us feel powerless. It can trigger anxiety, self-doubt, and worry about the future. Fear can convince us that we are not capable of handling the challenges ahead, leading us to question whether we can succeed or even survive the situation. This fear isn't just external, it's internal as well. It's the fear that comes from within: fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. It's the sense that we're facing a battle that we can't win. And in these moments, we may begin to feel as though we've been abandoned or left to face the storm on our own. When fear takes hold, it often leads to insecurity. We start doubting our abilities and lose trust in our judgment. This is especially true when we've experienced failure before. The fear of repeating past mistakes can paralyze us, and instead of stepping forward with confidence, we retreat unsure of which way to turn. This fear and insecurity can be overwhelming, making it difficult to maintain faith in ourselves or in anything larger than our current circumstances. Another reason people lose faith in adversity is the mindset of failure. When things go wrong, we often look back at our past mistakes and feel as though we've failed in some way. We might have tried and failed before, and the experience of failure can be so painful that it leaves lasting emotional scars. In these moments, we may feel as though we are defined by our failures and that there is no way to break free from this cycle. A person who has failed once or twice may begin to see themselves as a failure rather than someone who has simply faced setbacks. This mindset is dangerous because it clouds our ability to see the lessons in our challenges. Instead of viewing adversity as an opportunity for growth, we start to see it as confirmation that we are incapable of success. This type of thinking leads to a lack of confidence. If we've failed before, we may become afraid to try again. The fear of failure can become so consuming that we choose not to take action, not to pursue our goals, and not to trust in the possibility of a different outcome. This mindset is a major barrier to maintaining faith because faith requires the belief that despite setbacks, we have the ability to succeed and to overcome challenges. When we're facing tough times, it's easy to feel abandoned. Adversity has a way of isolating us, making us feel like we're carrying the weight of the world alone. During moments of hardship, we may question whether anyone sees our struggle or cares about our pain. This feeling of abandonment is one of the most difficult emotions to process because it can lead to a deep sense of loneliness and despair. For many, this feeling of abandonment can be spiritual. When we are faced with difficult circumstances, we may question whether God is still with us. We may feel as though God has turned his back on us or that our prayers are going unanswered. In these moments, it's easy to lose faith because we start to believe that we are no longer a priority in the eyes of God. We may even feel as though we are being punished for something we've done, or that God is indifferent to our suffering. This sense of abandonment can make it incredibly difficult to maintain faith, because faith requires trust. When we feel abandoned, we begin to question that trust. We wonder if the promises of God are real, or if they were just comforting words spoken during times of peace. It's in these moments of despair that our faith is tested most, and it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when we're caught in the depths of our emotions. While the reasons for losing faith are understandable, the key to maintaining faith during tough times lies in how we respond. Real-life examples, especially from those who have faced immense adversity and yet still held on to their faith, can serve as powerful reminders of the strength that faith provides. Let's take a look at two well-known figures from the Bible who faced incredible adversity, David and Job. Both of these men experienced profound suffering, but they are also examples of unwavering faith in the midst of hardship. David is often seen as the quintessential example of faith through adversity. From his early years as a shepherd, David faced constant trials, from the dangerous wilderness filled with wild animals to the betrayal of King Saul. But perhaps David's greatest trial came when he was forced to flee from Saul's wrath, living as a fugitive in caves, constantly on the run. Despite being hunted by Saul, David never lost faith in God. In the midst of his suffering, David composed many of the Psalms, which are filled with prayers of trust and hope in God. Even when Saul pursued him relentlessly, David refused to take matters into his own hands and harm Saul. He trusted that God would deliver him in his time, and David's faith remained steadfast through every trial. David's story is a testament to the power of maintaining faith even when life feels like an endless battle. His belief in God's promises sustained him through years of hardship, and he eventually rose to become one of the greatest kings in Israel's history. David teaches us that even in the darkest moments, faith can provide the strength to persevere and to trust in God's greater plan. Perhaps no story in the Bible demonstrates the challenge of maintaining faith through suffering more powerfully than that of Job. Job was a man who had it all: wealth, health, family, and prosperity. But in a matter of days, he lost everything. His wealth, his health, and his family were taken from him in a series of devastating blows. What makes Job's story so compelling is that despite his immense suffering, he never abandoned his faith. Job questioned God, he expressed his pain, and he even asked why he was suffering. But at no point did he turn away from his belief in God. Even when his friends tried to convince him that his suffering was a punishment for sin, Job stood firm in his faith. Job's story teaches us that it's okay to question, to struggle, and to express our pain. But it also shows that faith is not about having all the answers or understanding why suffering happens. It's about trust. Job trusted that God was still sovereign even in the face of unimaginable loss. In the end, Job was restored his wealth, and health were returned, and he was blessed with a new family. But the key takeaway from Job's story is this: faith in God is not dependent on circumstances, but on the trust that God is with us no matter what we face. Understanding why we lose faith in the face of adversity is the first step toward regaining our strength. Fear, insecurity, the mindset of failure, and the feeling of abandonment are powerful emotions that can undermine our confidence and erode our trust in God. However, by looking at examples like David and Job, we can see that faith is not just about avoiding hardship, it's about persevering through it. They were able to maintain their faith not because they were perfect or because their lives were easy, but because they trusted in God's plan even when they didn't understand it. As we face our own challenges, we must remember that it's okay to struggle. Faith isn't about being immune to doubt or pain. It's about choosing to hold on to hope and trust in something greater than ourselves. And just like David and Job, we too can find strength in our faith no matter what obstacles we encounter. Adversity has a way of testing us, pushing us to our limits, and questioning everything we thought we knew. It can make us feel small, helpless, and uncertain about the future. In times of hardship, it's easy to feel as though faith is an abstract concept, something we hold on to when life is easy but seems irrelevant when we're suffering. However, maintaining faith during adversity is one of the most powerful ways to rise above challenges. In this section, we'll explore the secrets to maintaining faith during difficult times, how to find peace in trust, view adversity as an opportunity for growth, and draw inspiration from real-life examples. When we face adversity, we often focus on the immediate challenges in front of us, the bills that need to be paid, the pain we're experiencing, the uncertainty of the future. These struggles can be overwhelming, and it can be difficult to see beyond them. But one of the most important secrets to maintaining faith during adversity is trusting in a greater plan. There's a profound truth in knowing that every challenge has a purpose, even if we can't see it right now. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and often when we're in the middle of a difficult situation, it can feel like things are spiraling out of control. But if we choose to believe that there is a greater plan at work, something that is beyond our understanding, we can begin to see our challenges in a different light. This doesn't mean that the pain will disappear, or that the circumstances will immediately change, but it does mean that we can find peace in knowing that there is a purpose in the struggle. Trusting in God's plan gives us the strength to endure, because we know that this moment, no matter how difficult, is part of a bigger picture. Faith is a steady force, not just something we lean on when everything is going well. In fact, it is in the hardest times that faith becomes our most powerful tool, helping us navigate through the storm with hope and strength. By trusting in God's plan, we are able to find peace even in the most turbulent seasons of life. Faith does not promise an absence of pain or suffering, but it offers us peace in the midst of it. The peace that comes from trusting that God has a plan for us, even if we cannot see it at the moment, allows us to keep moving forward with a heart full of hope. One of the most effective ways to restore and maintain faith during difficult times is through prayer and meditation. These practices allow us to connect with our spiritual source, renew our minds, and refocus our hearts. Prayer is not just about asking for things or requesting deliverance from hardships. It's about communing with God, seeking His presence, and gaining His perspective on our situation. In times of adversity, prayer can be a source of immense comfort. It gives us a moment of stillness to pause, reflect, and center ourselves. Prayer allows us to pour out our fears, frustrations, and doubts, knowing that God hears us. In doing so, we open ourselves to receive His peace and guidance. Meditation, on the other hand, helps us quiet the noise of our minds and hear the gentle whispers of God's voice. It's about focusing on the present moment, allowing ourselves to be still and tuning into the inner strength that faith provides. Meditation, when combined with prayer, can help us build resilience, maintain focus, and stay grounded in the truth that God is with us every step of the way. Faith is not just a fleeting feeling that we experience in moments of happiness. It's a steady force, a spiritual muscle that we must exercise regularly. Just like physical muscles, our faith grows stronger the more we use it. Prayer and meditation are essential tools in this practice. When we intentionally set aside time to connect with God through prayer and meditation, we build a foundation of faith that can sustain us through every trial. Another secret to maintaining faith during adversity is to accept adversity as an opportunity for growth. We tend to view adversity as something negative, something we want to avoid at all costs, but the Bible teaches us a different perspective. The scriptures tell us that through suffering, we are refined and made stronger. The trials we face are not meant to break us, but to mold us into something better. In Romans 5:3-4 we are reminded, not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. These verses illustrate how adversity can be a powerful tool in our spiritual growth. Suffering develops endurance, which builds character, and in turn character leads to a stronger hope. Our trials have the potential to deepen our faith and make us more resilient. The key to this process is embracing adversity instead of resisting it. When we resist or try to avoid difficult situations, we miss out on the lessons they offer. But when we embrace the challenge and seek to grow from it, we allow adversity to refine us. It's like the process of refining gold. The metal is heated, purified, and tested until it is pure and strong. Similarly, our faith is refined through the fires of adversity. This doesn't mean that suffering is easy or that we should seek out pain, but it does mean that we can choose to view challenges as opportunities to strengthen our faith and grow closer to God. Each trial we face is an opportunity to exercise our faith and trust that just as God was with us in the past, He will continue to be with us in the future. Sometimes the best way to strengthen our faith during adversity is by looking to the stories of others who have faced their own trials and overcome them with faith. Real-life examples, whether from the Bible, history, or our own communities, serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone in our struggles and that others have walked the same path before us. For instance, Corrie ten Boom is an inspiring example of faith through adversity. During World War II, Corrie and her family helped Jewish people escape Nazi persecution. Eventually they were caught, and Corrie was sent to a concentration camp. Despite enduring horrific conditions and the loss of her family, Corrie's faith in God remained unshaken. She found ways to encourage and uplift others in the camp, demonstrating that even in the darkest times, God's light can shine through us. Another powerful example is Nick Vujicic, a man born without arms or legs. Despite his physical challenges, Nick has traveled the world sharing his testimony and inspiring millions with his unwavering faith. He has faced immense adversity, but his faith in God has given him strength and purpose. His life shows us that no matter the challenges we face, faith can empower us to overcome them and even thrive in the process. In addition to these well-known figures, there are countless stories within our own communities of individuals who have faced illness, loss, poverty, or trauma and come out stronger on the other side. Their faith, like that of David, Job, Corey, and Nick, is a testament to the power of God to sustain us through life's most difficult moments. One of the most profound areas where faith is tested is in the face of illness, loss, or poverty. When we are confronted with these kinds of suffering, it's easy to question God's plan. Why would a loving God allow such pain? But the key is to recognize that faith is not about having all the answers, but about trusting in God's goodness, even when life doesn't make sense. For example, Joni Eareckson Tada was paralyzed in a diving accident at the age of 17. For years, she struggled with intense physical pain and emotional despair, asking God why she had to suffer. But over time, Joni found a deep sense of purpose and peace in her faith. She has become a worldwide advocate for people with disabilities and continues to inspire others with her testimony of faith and perseverance. Despite the immense challenges she has faced, Joni's life demonstrates the power of faith in overcoming adversity. Similarly, countless individuals who have faced the loss of loved ones, financial hardship, or other forms of suffering have chosen to keep their faith in God even when the road ahead seemed impossible. Their courage, determination, and faith show us that we are never truly alone, and that through faith we can endure and even thrive in the face of life's greatest challenges. Maintaining faith during adversity is not easy, but it is possible. The secrets to keeping faith include trusting in God's greater plan, engaging in prayer and meditation, accepting adversity as an opportunity for growth, and drawing strength from real-life examples. By embracing these principles, we can rise above the challenges we face and deepen our relationship with God. In times of hardship, remember that faith is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a steady force that can carry us through any storm. Adversity does not have to destroy us. Rather, it can refine us, strengthen us, and deepen our trust in God. By following these principles, we can maintain our faith and find peace even in the most difficult circumstances. In the midst of adversity, maintaining faith may feel like a constant battle. We can easily get caught up in the pressures of life and feel disconnected from our spiritual strength. However, the key to staying strong in faith, especially during difficult times, lies in daily practices that help us stay connected to God and ground us in His presence. In this section, we'll explore practical steps to strengthen faith in everyday life. These steps can serve as anchors, guiding us to maintain our belief, trust, and relationship with God no matter what we face. Faith is not something that can be stored for later use. It must be nurtured and practiced daily. Just as we need daily food to nourish our bodies, our spirits need daily practices to stay strong and vibrant. The following practices can help you integrate faith into your everyday life and deepen your relationship with God. One powerful way to strengthen your faith every day is through faith journaling. This practice involves setting aside time each day to reflect on your experiences, express gratitude, and note how you feel God's presence in your life. Journaling allows you to pause and take stock of your thoughts, feelings, and spiritual insights, helping you recognize God's activity in your life, even in difficult moments. To start faith journaling, find a quiet space where you can reflect and write. Here are some journal prompts to get you started. Gratitude list. At least 3 things you're thankful for today. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what we already have, and it opens our hearts to receive more of God's blessings. God's presence. Reflect on how you have felt God's presence today. Did you feel a sense of peace, hope, or love in a particular moment? How did God guide you in your decisions or thoughts? Prayer requests. Write down specific prayers or struggles you're facing. Be honest with God and pour out your heart. This process not only brings clarity to what's troubling you, but also strengthens your trust in His ability to answer your prayers. Verses or inspiration. Write down any Bible verses, quotes, or inspirations that stand out to you during your day. Reflect on how they apply to your current situation and allow them to strengthen your faith. By making faith journaling a part of your daily routine, you create a space for reflection and growth. You'll begin to notice patterns in your spiritual journey, gain perspective on God's work in your life, and strengthen your faith by recognizing His consistent presence. In life's storms, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negativity, whether it's worries about the future, the weight of our struggles, or our doubts. However, faith requires a conscious decision to focus on the positive even when things are difficult. This doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending everything's fine when it's not. Instead, it's about choosing to look at the light in the midst of the darkness. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, we're able to see God's blessings even in the hardest of times. Focusing on the positive can be as simple as shifting our perspective to recognize the gift of life itself. Even in pain, there is beauty in being alive, breathing, walking, and experiencing the world. The relationships we have, whether it's family, friends, or a community, there are people who love and support us. God's promises. The Bible is full of promises that we can hold on to even when things are uncertain. His promise to never leave us or forsake us, Deuteronomy 31:6, His promise of peace. Philippians 4:7 and His promise of hope, Jeremiah 29:11, are just a few examples of positive truths that we can cling to in challenging times. You can make it a goal to actively focus on light each day. For example, start your day with a positive affirmation or a reminder of God's goodness. When facing adversity, remind yourself of the times God has been faithful to you in the past. This shift in focus can help you maintain a hopeful outlook and keep your faith grounded even in tough times. In moments of adversity, focusing on the positive can sometimes feel counterintuitive, but remember, faith doesn't ignore hardship, it trusts in God's goodness through it. By consistently choosing to focus on the positive, you're strengthening your faith and your ability to see God's hand at work, even in difficult circumstances. Prayer is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen our faith. It connects us to God and helps us align our hearts with His will. When we face adversity, we may feel exhausted, directionless, or overwhelmed. In those times, having specific prayers for adversity can help guide us back to the foundation of faith. Here are a few prayer suggestions for when you feel worn out, uncertain, or lost in the midst of a challenge. 1. A prayer for strength and courage. God, I feel weak and uncertain right now. My heart is burdened and I don't know how much longer I can bear this. Please give me the strength to keep going. Fill me with courage to face each day knowing that you are with me. I trust in your faithfulness and I ask for the endurance to walk through this season with hope. Help me to see your hand in this even when I don't understand. 2. A prayer for peace. Lord, my heart is restless and my mind is overwhelmed. Please give me your peace that surpasses all understanding. Calm my worries and help me to trust in your sovereignty over my life. I choose to rest in your presence and believe that you are in control even when things seem chaotic. Help me to release my fears and trust that you will guide me through this storm. A prayer for direction. Father, I'm lost and unsure of the path ahead. Please light my way and give me wisdom in making decisions. I seek your guidance in every step I take. Show me your will for my life and give me the clarity I need to make the right choices. I trust that you are leading me even if I can't see the way forward right now. 4. A prayer for gratitude in the midst of struggle. God, it's hard to feel grateful in the middle of this trial, but I choose to thank you for your love and faithfulness. I thank you for the small blessings that are still present in my life even during this hard season. Thank you for being my constant companion through every challenge. Help me to see the good in the midst of the bad and to trust that you are with me always. These prayers, while simple, allow us to bring our doubts, fears, and frustrations to God. They remind us that prayer is not just about asking for help. It's also about drawing closer to God, finding comfort in His presence, and surrendering our struggles to Him. One of the most important aspects of maintaining faith during adversity is being part of a faith community. Faith is not meant to be lived in isolation. The Bible teaches us that we are called to love one another, support one another, and carry each other's burdens. Galatians 6:2. In moments of difficulty, we need the encouragement and support of others who can help us keep our eyes fixed on God. Here are a few ways to connect with a faith community. Join a small group. Small groups or Bible study groups are great places to share your struggles, pray with others, and receive support and encouragement. These groups provide a safe space to grow in your faith and connect with others who are on a similar journey. Attend church services regularly. Whether in person or online, attending church services allows you to be surrounded by a community of believers who are committed to worshipping together. Church is not just about receiving teaching, it's also about building relationships with others who can help support you. Participate in prayer sessions. Joining a prayer group or participating in prayer sessions can be a powerful way to connect with God and others. When we pray together, we invite God into our midst and lift each other up in our struggles. Share your experiences. Don't be afraid to open up to others about your struggles. Vulnerability can be difficult, but it allows others to offer support prayers and encouragement. Sharing your story can also be a blessing to someone else who is facing similar challenges. By connecting with a faith community, you're not only strengthening your own faith, but you're also encouraging others in their walk with God. We are the body of Christ, and together we are stronger than when we stand alone. Don't underestimate the power of community. It can be one of the most powerful tools for sustaining your faith during difficult times. Strengthening our faith in everyday life doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. Daily practices like faith journaling, focusing on the positive, and engaging in special prayers for adversity can help us stay grounded in our faith even in the midst of hardship. Additionally, connecting with a faith community provides the support and encouragement we need to keep going. Faith is a journey, and it requires intentional effort and practice. By making these steps a part of our daily routine, we can build a stronger relationship with God and face life's challenges with hope, courage, and trust. No matter what you are facing, remember that God is always with you, and His strength is made perfect in our weakness. Keep practicing these steps, and you will find your faith growing stronger each day. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we've covered. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, and no one is exempt from facing challenges. But what truly matters in these moments is how we maintain our faith. We've learned that the secrets to maintaining faith are finding peace and trust, trusting that there is a greater plan even when we can't see it, and knowing that God is always with us in the midst of our struggles. Seeing adversity as an opportunity to share, to grow, recognizing that our trials aren't meant to break us, but to refine us, strengthen our character, and deepen our relationship with God. Practicing faith daily. Through consistent habits like prayer journaling, focusing on the positive, and connecting with a faith community, we can keep our faith strong and steady no matter what we face. Now that you have these powerful tools to help you maintain your faith, I encourage you to take immediate action. Choose one of the methods we've discussed today and make it a part of your routine. Start journaling your thoughts and prayers, writing down what you're grateful for and how you're feeling God's presence in your life. Spend time in prayer, whether it's a quick prayer in the morning, a time of reflection during the day, or a heartfelt plea when you feel overwhelmed. Connect with others. Join a faith group, participate in a prayer session, or simply share your experiences with friends who can support and encourage you. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, the important thing is to take that first step. Let these practices become a part of your everyday life so you can experience the peace and strength that comes from a deeply rooted faith. If this video has inspired or encouraged you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can continue receiving content that uplifts your faith. And please leave a comment below to share your own experiences or tips for maintaining faith through difficult times. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. As we conclude, I want to leave you with this blessing. God will always be with you, helping you stand firm in faith through every challenge. No matter what comes your way, trust that His love will guide you, His strength will carry you, and His promises will sustain you. May you find peace and hope, and may your faith grow stronger with each step you take. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Stay strong in faith.